I had access to the complete financial records of over 50 African couples, bank statements, credit cards, investment accounts, everything. And what I discovered about who stays married or who divorces would shock you. I'm Oluwatobi Olumide Ajayi. I am a marriage, relationship, and mindset coach, and I specialize in helping high achieving professionals and entrepreneurs to enjoy the best of both worlds, achieve success in their marriage and in their career and business as well. I've coached over 100 couples, investment bankers, consultants, tech professionals in Lagos, outside of the country, in Canada, in America, in London, you know. And because I do financial coaching alongside relationship work, I've had the unique opportunity to see what something that most marriage counselors might not really see, their actual money. And it's not what they say or it's not what they say about money. It's not what they are just, just saying they do. It's their real bank statement, their spending, their secret, everything. And I noticed patterns. 5 specific patterns that predict with shocking accuracy whether a couple will make it or fall apart. So today, I'm breaking down these 5 patterns. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which pattern you are in and what to do about it. So now, before we dive in, I have a quick question for you. Have you and your partner had an honest conversation about money in the last 30 days? And I'm not talking about, oh, what do we do about this bill? We need to pay for this thing. No, I mean real conversations about what your financial goals are, about your fears, what money means to you, and all that. Have you? Drop a comment in the comment section right now, because that answer alone tells me a lot about your future, the future of your relationship. So let's get right into it. Pattern number 1, the secret spender. This is the couple where one person or both partners have hidden transactions. I'm not talking about infidelity level secret. I'm talking about the wife who buys 50,000 naira worth of shoes and hides it in the car booth. Or the husband that spends 200,000 naira on drinks with guys and claims that it was just 50,000 naira I spent. Or the spouse who has a whole credit card and the other partner does not even know about it. In my data, 89% of couples with consistent secret spending divorce within 5 to 7 years. A whole 89%. Why? Because secret spending is not really talking about money. It's not about money. It's about trust, right? And we have to understand that when you hide financial transactions from your spouse, financial decisions from your spouse, you are saying, I don't trust you to understand. I don't trust you to accept me. I need to protect this part of my life from you, right? And when that pattern repeats month after month, year after year, the relationship dies slowly. As simple as that. Now, the couples who didn't have this pattern, they had what I called transparent independence. I'll say that again. They had transparent independence. They had personal spending money, but their partner knew about it. They had independent choices, but within their agreed boundaries. They had individual accounts, but full visibility. So the difference between them and the other couples is simple: honesty. I would advise you, if you have secret transactions, you are making secret financial decisions, today have that conversation. Stop it. Stop doing it. Remove all those walls and unnecessary impediments between you and your partner, so that you do not slowly erode trust and other things from your marriage. So pattern number 2, income imbalance resentment. This is the couple where one person makes significantly more than the other. So, for example, 500, one is making 500K, the other is making 2 million naira, or $60,000 to $150,000, and then this gap creates silent resentment. Now, it's not the income imbalance itself that is destroying the marriage; it's how it is handled. Because like 65% of couples analyzed actually had income gaps. What destroys the marriage is how they handle this thing. So I saw 2 parts. And so part 1 is the resentment spiral. which led to divorce or separation or unhappiness, high level unhappiness in the marriage. The higher earners start to feel like, I'm carrying this family financially. My partner is not contributing enough. And so, because of that, they start to feel superior. They'll feel like, I work harder, I should have more say, and all that. Whereas the lower income earner feels like, my contributions are not valued. I'm not valued for my contribution. I'm not seen. My opinion does not really count in this marriage because I earn less. They feel like I'm dependent, I'm powerless. And then inferiority complex starts to set in, and then they start to fight about everything. And you think that these fights are normal. They're fighting about where to live, how to take care of the kids. They're fighting about maybe car, little things, what to eat, which restaurant to go to. But the fights are not really about those things. There is something underneath. They're fighting about power. Underneath every fight is either there's a deeper meaning. So they might be fighting about freedom, power, independence, all those things. So most of the time in this relationship, who gets to decide is the person that earns more. And that's the death of partnership. Now, the other part is the team mentality. These ones, they married, they stayed, and they thrived. They did something different. They define contribution beyond money. And you have to hear that. Define contribution beyond money. She earns more, but he manages the home and the kids. Equally valuable. He earns more, but she handles all the financial planning. She handles most of the kid, the children, everything. One earns salary, the other builds a business. Different timelines, equal partnership. They make financial decisions together, regardless of who earns what. Right? They celebrated both incomes as our income, not mine versus yours. Not I'm doing everything. I have to do this, and you're still there. This little thing you cannot do. When that superiority complex sets in, that's the problem. And here's what shocks me: many of the lower earning partners actually control the budget because why? They were better with money. Income and power were decoupled. What was the result? They built well together. They stayed emotionally connected. They are still married. So, if you are in an income imbalance situation right now, ask yourself this question: are we on the same team or are we competing? Because the answer to this question determines everything. So, let's move to pattern number 3: zero shared financial goals. This is a couple living paycheck to paycheck with no shared vision for the future. So, I usually ask them, what are you building together financially? And they look at me confused. Building what? We're only trying to survive. And that's the truth. A lot of couples are just trying to survive. And what happens is that money comes in, money goes out, zero savings, zero investments. They're just existing. And yeah, there are seasons where you can be in some, tight corners and all that. But the truth is that you can just survive for 30 years and wake up with nothing 50 years after. No assets, no, you're still renting, no retirement plan, you're completely dependent on salary. And when financial stress is constant, when every month is tight, every emergency is wipe you out. When you can't afford the kids' school fees, you're always in panic mode. This stress bleeds into everything. You tend to fight more, you resent each other. Trust me, I know what I am saying. Intimacy dies because you are just exhausted. Over 70% of this kind of couple either divorced or were living in constant unhappiness. And it's not because of poverty, because some of them were earning actually millions of naira or thousands of dollars combined monthly. But because they had no shared purpose, there's nothing they are building together. They were just living like roommates, splitting the bills, not partners building a life. So they could come together to say, let's do this. This is how we should do it. But the couples that stayed married, what did they do differently? They shared financial goals. They reviewed their finances regularly. We are saving this for the house, for the mortgage, for whatever it is. By December, this is what we are going to do. We are building this emergency fund, so that by next year we have this. We want to be able to retire at so age. So it didn't matter if the goals were big or small. What really mattered was that they shared, they had a shared vision. They were actively working towards something together. When you're building something together, you protect the partnership, you communicate better, you sacrifice for the shared goal, you celebrate your wins together because you're a team. So ask yourself right now, what are we building financially? Are we building anything? If you don't have an answer, this is your wake up call, my dear. Sit together, have that
Pattern number
conversation.
4, 1% financial control. This is the couple where only one partner controls all the money. And I don't mean manages their budget. I mean this person knows everything about money, has all the money, controls the password, makes all the financial decisions. The other partner have to ask for money for every single thing, like a child asking for allowance. Zero financial transparency and all that. And here is what shocked me the most. A lot of these partners were not even necessarily the higher earners. They were just controlling. Honestly, this thing in marriage is partnership, is not dictatorship. Because it was any of them. So sometimes it was the wife that was controlling everything, including the husband's salary, and sometimes it was the husband that was controlling everything, including the wife's salary. They will pull money together, but this person was still the one controlling everything. So it didn't matter who. What just mattered was there was a serious power imbalance. And it creates two problems, actually. The control partner resents it, of course. They will resent it. They feel disrespected, they feel like they feel infantilized, they feel like they don't matter, they feel trapped, they feel powerless in their own lives. They are very resentful. The other part is that, and sometimes the other partner has good intention, they just don't know better. They feel like, oh, I'm better with money, I can make these decisions easily or faster and all that, but it doesn't matter. It still breeds resentment. The other problem is that there's always a problem when one partner lives or dies. I've seen it devastate families. Like the husband controls everything and then he dies suddenly. The wife doesn't even know what to do, where to start, where to get money. A lot of those kind of people, the bank will be the one that will enjoy the money, or one family member somewhere that knows a bit about them. So we have to be careful about this. And the person that they left behind, not as if they don't need the money, but they don't know how to access it. And so the children, they and the children are in trouble. So what I have also discovered about the ones that stay together and are happy together is what I call, they had what I call shared financial literacy. Like both partners knew everything. They knew each other's password. They had access to each other's accounts where they had some of them had joint accounts, even their individual accounts, they had access to it. They participated in financial decisions, they managed money together and independently. They had their own money, personal money, and they had this joint money, shared values and everything. Even when one person felt like the other was not very good with money, they taught them, they helped them, they carried them along, right? Because marriage is actually partnership, not dictatorship. So if you are the one controlling all the money in your relationship, or even if it's your partner, stop. Sit down today and have the conversation. Share the passwords, review the accounts together, have the conversation, begin to make it a partnership. Because one day, one partner will leave and the other, or they won't be there. Of course, whether we like hearing it or not, it's going to happen. One person will die and the other might not be prepared. Pattern number 5, no emergency fund. This pattern is simple but devastating. The couple usually have zero financial buffer. They live from paycheck to paycheck and they are just one emergency away from crisis. And the problem is that emergencies always come. Maybe medical bills, car breakdown, sometimes job loss, 3 months no income, or family emergency back home. We need 1 million naira. Please, can you send? Nothing to send. When you have no emergency fund, every crisis becomes a what? Relationship crisis. And I've watched this pattern negatively affect marriages. Emergencies happen, panic, blame, fight, resentment, and then they repeat it. Why didn't you say? Why didn't you spend on this? You should have bought that. This is all your fault. Now we are going to lose everything. Blah, blah, blah. They are fighting. The financial stress now becomes emotional stress, and it leads to what? Relationship breakdown. I've seen about 80% of these couples, this kind of couple, divorced or are living in serious unhappiness because what? Life is unpredictable and stress is inevitable. So if you have no buffer, every shock will break you. But for the opposite was what happened to the couples that were okay and were happy. They had emergency fund. Not perfect, not always big, but at least they had something. Some they had 500K here, 1 million, 10 million, whatever, depending on their income. So the amount wasn't the key. It was the mindset. The mindset of let's put something aside. Let's protect our peace by saving for the rainy day or preparing for the storm. Of course, it's not as if we are expecting something negative, but savings is wisdom. And these couples, when emergencies came, they could handle them without panic, without blame, and without breaking. Of course, most of these relationships survived the storm. So I have this question for you. If you lost your job tomorrow, God forbid, how long would you survive for? If a 500K or 2 million naira emergency hit you next week, do you have it? If the answer is no, start building from this month. Start doing something differently. Even as little as 20,000 naira a month will add up to 240K in a year. 50,000 naira in a month will add up to about 600K in a year. So start small, but start anyway, because every naira or dollars in the emergency fund isn't just money, it is peace. It is protecting your relationship from the stress that kills marriage. All right, let's recap the 5 patterns. Pattern 1, the secret spender. Secret spending, it led to a lot of divorce, unhappiness. Solution, transparent independence. Pattern 2, income imbalance resentment. One part leads to divorce, the other part leads to thriving. Solution is team mentality. Pattern 3, zero shared goals. Of course, it led to divorce. Solution is financial vision. Pattern 4, one person control, dangerous power imbalance. Solution, shared financial what? Literacy. Pattern number 5, no emergency fund. Solution is start building today. Start building today, no matter how small. Now, here is what I want you to understand. These patterns is not about how much money you have, because that's a mistake some people will be. I don't have money. How much do I have? How much am I earning? I analyze couples earning, some of them as low as 200,000 naira monthly, and couples earning as much as 5 million naira or more, thousands of dollars, small, $100, $200. Rich and poor couples fell into these patterns. So this is not about income level. It's about how you handle money together. It's about the mindset. It's about the how. And this is 100% within your control. So now, if you have watched this video and you are thinking to yourself, we're in one of these patterns and we need help, I've created something for you today. Don't worry, I'm not leaving you hanging. It's called the Financial Transparency Framework, and it's completely free. It's a free guide that walks you and your partner through having these money conversations you have been avoiding. It won't sound weird. Like, you can flow with it. The exact questions to ask each other, how to discuss income imbalance without fighting, the emergency fund calculator for your income level, the shared goals planning template, how to move from financial secrecy to transparency. Everything is in this framework and it's completely free. The link is in the description below. It says Financial Transparency Framework. So just click it and enter your email and I will send it to you immediately. If you are serious about transforming your relationship with your spouse and with money, then download this right now and go through it with your partner this week or this weekend, and as soon as you have the time, because the conversation you have this week can save your marriage or save you a lifetime of unhappiness. Before you go, I have 2 requests for you. First, drop a comment and tell me which of these patterns you are in. And it doesn't matter which one. Be honest, this is a judgment-free zone. We listen, we don't judge, because your honesty might actually help someone else watching. They'll know that I'm not the only one. Honestly, I've been there before. And if you have found this valuable, this is the second request. Subscribe to my channel. I'm Oluwatobi Olumide Ajayi, and I help high achieving couples to build wealth and strong relationships without having to choose between them. You can have both. And that is what I believe. That's what we are building here. New videos will be dropped every week on wealth, marriage, mindset, how to make everything work. So if you're in Nigeria, if you're in the diaspora, or anywhere building something significant, this channel is for you. Subscribe to it and like my channel. Thank you, and do enjoy the rest of your day.